Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to I'm on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 328.
Masturbate.
And
Masturbate.
I'm feeling great.
I can't wait to What? Pardon the interruption.
What?
Aaron Bauer here to save the day. So, go ahead one more time. What episode is this?
Episode 328.
Can't wait to masturbate.
Okay.
It's just like those times that you're in your gym.
What about the times that I'm in my gym?
Oh, that's where I came up with the masturbate thing from. Because of all those posters on your walls.
There's more stickers than posters, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but if you're going to jerk off to something, it's going to be Hogan in his bikinis, right?
I do have Hulk Hogan in a black Speedo coming out
and
of the
a blue
bushes.
one, too, right?
I
think you have two.
No, two different black Speedo photos of Hulk Hogan. That says a lot about who I am as a person. Actually, I recently had to have a guy come over to fix my Wi-Fi, and he walked in the house.
Yeah.
And so you know how my living room looks like a theater vibe to it. He walks in, and he immediately goes, upon seeing it without looking in depth, goes, "Oh wow, you got a cool house." And then coincidentally, I hadn't taken what.
This guy was Terry?
What? No, he wasn't Terry.
Okay.
He goes, "Oh wow, you got a cool house." And then he looked to the left, and I hadn't taken it down to where it's supposed to go, somewhere in the basement with the wrestling stuff. And then he saw a picture of that Ben Boone gifted me of Hulk Hogan in a Speedo that was still sitting in my living room, which is a large 24 by 36 photo of Hulk Hogan in a Speedo just sitting there. And he goes, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh." And then no more conversation with this guy. He's like, "Let me take a look at this Wi-Fi." Like, does his demeanor changed? It was this was this past week.
So do you think it was because he thought like you had a crush on Hogan, or the fact that you were just a Hulk Hogan fan and he knew of the Hogan we heard about recently?
Well, I feel like maybe he was upset at himself because he too quickly said that I had a cool house, but then saw a picture of a man in a teeny tiny Speedo.
He's got to know who it was, though, right?
I would think.
Okay, so he knows it's Hogan.
Yeah.
And he knows that now he's like, oh, this guy is a big enough Hulk Hogan fan that either he's going to put this poster in the basement, jerk off to it, or
jerk off to
or he's a racist that took street drugs in order to die, according to Ric Flair.
Again, I think it would be more jarring for anybody who knew who Hulk Hogan is to see that I specifically had a photo of him not in like yellow trunks or posing in a wrestling ring, but on a beach, flexing in a Speedo, a tiny black Speedo. I think that was the problem. Okay. And even if he didn't know that was Hulk Hogan, I feel like you might find that weird.
Did you find it weird that Hogan was wearing a black Speedo?
Okay, I'm not. No, I did not, actually. Though making the circulation recently is the promo of Hulk Hogan talking about his match against Tony Atlas. Have you seen that floating around all of a sudden?
No, I have not. What's going on with that?
You haven't seen that one?
No.
Hold on a second. Okay, I found it. Let me just play the audio. It's coming off my phone, so it's not going to sound the greatest, but...
You will never, ever, ever pin me or beat me in the center of the ring. There are a few things you might be better than me at.
Oh, don't.
One of them is shining shoes, maybe chucking spears, and maybe eating watermelon, boy. You ain't nothing but a souped-up spider monkey, and when you get in that ring with me, I'm going to show you who the real Mr. USA and the only undefeated wrestler left in the world today.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's that?
What year was this? 1983?
Based on
1981?
there's no way that was 1983. I think based on the way he looks and the fact that he's with Freddie Blassie, I'm going to say that's like 1980, 81.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was still undefeated?
I guess.
Oh, okay. I found that strange.
Could be lying if he was a heel.
Oh.
That's how that works.
So maybe everything he said was a lie?
I think he's told a lie or two.
Yeah, that's
it's surprised he didn't get fired for it, actually, saying all those derogatory things. In fact, today's episode, we're going to talk about wrestlers who were fired and instantly rehired, and we based this idea off of the Trey Miguel controversy that sort of reared its ugly head over the past couple weeks. So we'll talk about that a little bit, but we're also going to do a special bonus episode over on patreon.com/Iron on Wrestling, where we're going to talk about every single Final Four in Royal Rumble history and break it down and see what it would have looked like if one of those other guys in the Final Four or gals went on to WrestleMania and what that would have looked like. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Might be pretty bad. It probably is pretty bad in some of them, especially those early Rumbles.
Every Royal Rumble? Like even the one that Big John Studd won and
Big John Studd. We're just making up the scenario that they would have. I mean, it would have been bad enough if Big John Studd would have wrestled for the title at WrestleMania in 1989, right? Because that would have meant it would have been Macho Man versus Big John Studd.
I can't even wait to.
It's already great. It's already
Let's
great.
Let's just go film that one.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Well, this episode's over, folks. But like,
no, we'll come back and be funny on this one too. But
yeah, well, that's what we're gonna do on Patreon. We're also gonna talk about this past week's Saturday night's main event, and we're gonna talk about our predictions for the Royal Rumble in a bonus episode, and we also in a bonus video, which we'll be posting for everyone to watch. We're gonna be drawing our annual Royal Rumble numbers. So the
I
Royal
thought you were
Rumble
gonna
numbers
be drawing
game.
me like one of your French girls.
Nope, not going to do that for sure.
Oh.
But yes, we as of today, we sold out of all 60 numbers, and we are going to be drawing them. And whatever number that we pick in the order that we received your payment will be the number that you will get for that respective Rumble, whether it be men's or women. And if your number that you receive is the number of the person that wins the Rumble, for each Royal Rumble match, you will receive $150.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you to tell them they would receive $50.
No, they're going to get $150. And there's
what? And then I suppose the next thing you're going to do is give them a discount of the Dead Designs where Weebly comes first?
Yeah, we do that, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Just because I said doo-doo doesn't mean you had to say shit.
Sometimes it's funny.
But, yeah.
He called the doo-doo shit.
Patreon.com/Iron on Wrestling for a buttload of bonus content. And actually, just to put it out there, we had hyped up that we were going to start video this week. I don't know if you're living under a rock, but in the Midwest, the snowstorms have been atrocious. I know up in Canada, it's also been pretty bad because there's been some travel issues with WWE. But the Midwest here in the United States is been hit pretty badly with like a foot of snow. And so unfortunately, Bobby, our producer, our guy who's putting our video together, wanted to call it off today, which I understood completely. And we will start with the video stuff next week. Greatly looking forward to that. And we'll be doing that in partnership with Mega Wrestling here in the Northeast Ohio area. And
the basket case will be our first guest.
No. We
not
did
this
it.
week.
We did it.
Yeah. We already filmed that.
We did an interview on Patreon with the basket case, who went by another name, Michael Helborn. And that will stay on Patreon exclusive video as we were testing out the video stuff. And if you want to see it, patreon.com, $5 for the video, $9 to get involved in the live chats, $25 and up, get something in the mail every quarter. We'll be sending stuff out in March.
Hey, since we had Hellborn on, don't you think it'd only be appropriate if we invite his buddy Andrew on?
Big Andrew Bain.
I think we need to get Bane up in here.
Were you guys going to be able to get along?
If we can't get along, then we gonna get it on.
Boy.
As long as he doesn't try to clothesline me while I'm standing at the urinal urinizing, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I would like to have Bane on the podcast. He's been incredibly underrated over the years, especially as far as like a local guy, a guy who worked a little bit throughout the Midwest. He could have and should have done bigger things, but he had reasons for not going up to the WWE when an opportunity presented itself. We will talk about that one day in the near future. I know that you've been talking to him a little bit about it, doing the podcast.
We talk every night.
Every night.
We've been trying to mend fences. Said, I'm sorry I offered 25, 50, 100,000 for your demise in PWO.
You know, it would be interesting now that we're going to do video to partner up with Pro Wrestling Library and get Dombrowski to send us some of the first episodes of the show and actually watch them along and see how terrible they actually were. Or find the good in them, of course, but like relive you and Jason Bain and Chris Cronus and the Socks of Justice and
Cronus!
Yeah.
I was in the shower!
I don't know what that is. What?
ECW. Maybe like 96.
Yeah.
The gangsters snuck in to the bathroom and stole the belts out of the eliminators' bags while they were in the shower. So Barry Saturn comes out and he's like, "Where's my belt?" He's looking around. He sees the bags are empty. He's like, "Cronus!" And Cronus comes running out of the shower and he's like, "Oh, what's in the shower?"
No, that was
good Cronus. Or no?
I don't think so. It sounded more like Terry that you referenced earlier, but this was before Cronus was doing some weird fight thing with Nicole Bass that we put up on our YouTube about a year or two ago.
Yeah,
very strange softcore thing going on there. But hey, this isn't about anything softcore. It's about doing some podcast core stuff.
I'm podcore. I'm podcore. I'm podcore.
You know, real quick.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I did professionally wrestle. I was at Empire State Wrestling.
You defended that belt that my kid's been wearing around the house for the past month.
I did not appreciate you stealing my belt, but I got it back and I defended it in Niagara Falls. I first had a championship celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, interesting enough, a little peek behind the curtain. During the championship celebration, there was a video sent in by RJ City. So I'm doing this live segment, and I'm wearing my girlfriend's giant feather rainbow coat. So I wanted to lean into the idea that because I'm a babyface, I'm having a championship celebration. I'm like, that's not very babyface. So like, why not make it fun and entertaining? And so as I'm cutting the promo and thanking the fans, which is in the same building that I announced 10 months ago that I was never going to wrestle again, they were very happy to see me with the championship belt. And at one point, to act like I didn't know the video was going to play, I set it up by saying, I could thank a lot of people, and there's probably some people I should thank other than you guys, but, you guys want some wrestling. So I say we continue on with the entertainment, huh? And they're like, yeah, but the entertainment line was the cue for the video to start playing. So, and then we had discussed this in the back with the production team. And so I'm in the ring live on IWTV, and I say this, and so then I'm standing there acting like I'm continuing to talk, like I'm going to be interrupted by this video surprise that RJ City sent in. And it's not playing.
Yeah.
So then I stopped for a second, and I stared off into the camera, and I'm like, what do I say? And I don't know why this is what I started to say, but I said, in this business, I was like, why am I starting with this? But then I was like, sometimes you do have to thank some people, because I'm thinking maybe they forgot that the cue was entertainment, right? And so I said, I think there's one person that I really should thank, and actually that person sent in a video for me, so I'm gonna production roll that beautiful bean footage, and then it still wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So then, thank God, John McChesney came to the ring and interrupt me, because I was dying.
Yeah.
And I got to the back, and then production told me, oh boy, we were having a problem with the sound. We couldn't get to play, so we were freaking out back here. And I was like, well, I was dying in the ring, but we got through it. And then I was attacked from behind, and I had to defend my championship in the main event of the show, and it went pretty well.
What happened with McChesney coming out to confront you?
Well,
was he?
He was very upset that he was not getting a shot at the title. He thinks it was not very deserved. That I was gone for months and months, and then I got this title shot, and then I won it when he had been there battling it out.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting into a scuffle with Gavin Glass and Vince Valor, and it was a whole thing.
And Ricky the Raccoon, and
it's pro wrestling
Bobby the
names.
Beetle.
The pro wrestling names, they're out there, right? But I went on to defend my championship in other competition later on in the evening, and I was successful. I had a little help from Channing Decker, the hardcore icon from up there in the Canada area. And
but his name isn't illiterate.
No.
Oh, okay.
You mean alliteration?
Yeah. Yeah.
Illiterate is like a different.
Oh, I know. That's why I said illiterate. Not like you, illiterate.
Okay.
And you're ill.
But I want to say that while I did get beat up a little bit, I'm not as sore as I was last time, which is a nice feeling. I'm feeling better. Still not me.
I know why you're feeling better.
What's that?
Because you just got new artwork commissioned by one of the dead.
That's not true. But I would.
If you could.
If I could.
Just call me the Woodman. They call me Woody.
Oh, God. When Hulk Hogan cut that promo, it's Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah. What if you were on a cloud?
Yep.
How would you get this immortalized? If it's you and Hulk Hogan, and you guys are both calling each other Woody, and you're like, why am I Woody? My name's Greg. And he's like, I know who you are, brother. Your brother, Greg Irons.
I mean, I would be okay with him saying that. I would let it go.
Do you think he would notice your gig marks again? Like in heaven now?
Probably.
Or do you think they'd be gone?
He noticed them in person.
To heaven?
He noticed them in person.
Huh.
One of the best moments of my life. Saw that I had been cut with a razor blade.
I thought that was the coolest story.
Yeah. But the way he said it, he was like, because I could see the, and then ran a fake razor blade across his head to say it. It was great.
Like he was cutting from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could see your. But it would be nice if, in some way, Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs could make a drawing like that on a cloud up in heaven. Which I don't know what happened to me that I'm up on this cloud with Hollywood Woody.
Oh, they made a mistake.
Hogan. Oh.
Yeah, they meant to send you the opposite direction.
Well, not much has changed because it was a mistake from the moment I was born, and now here we are. But, not only is Juan doing incredible artwork for Iron on Wrestling and people in WWE, AEW, TNA, all the major promotions.
Global Wrestling?
I probably did some stuff for... He's doing some stuff for ICP right now, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. I don't know if I can even say that, but I just did. Not only is he doing all of this incredibly intricate artwork for these highly important people, but he can do artwork for you, the normal person, or somewhat normal. I mean, you listen to the show. But point is, it sounds like you might not be able to afford Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs, but you can. And not only is it cost efficient in general, if you mention Iron on Wrestling, you save $20 on your first design, whether it's a design for yourself, a family, friend, loved one, a logo for your big or small business. Juan Ortiz can make it happen. So what are you doing? Reach out. Get something commissioned. Contact Of the Dead Designs on Instagram at Of the Dead Designs, Facebook.com/Of the Dead Designs, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com, because Of the Dead Designs is bringing artwork to life.
Weebly!
Feels unnecessary, but okay.
It was. I just felt it.
All right, so podcast subject that we were going to talk about this week, wrestlers who were fired and then pretty quickly rehired. And this all spawned from what happened with Trey Miguel over the last couple weeks. You know Trey Miguel.
Yeah, I do know him.
You've had some interactions with him over the years.
Oh, yeah, we've worked together before.
Trey, a former guest of the show here on Iron on Wrestling. And I've known Trey, I would say it's got to be about 10 years now. And, I had nothing but good, positive interactions with Trey Miguel. And, so the situation was TNA was about to start their first AMC show, their debut on the network. And I'm sure, obviously it was turning a lot of heads, it had a lot of interest. And ahead of that, it suddenly got announced by AEW that the Rascals were all elite. So what happened was, I guess a couple of the Rascals were working without contracts. I think one of them was Trey. A couple of them had their contracts expired. And so somehow Tony Khan got wind of this and swooped them all up, all 4 of them. So then following that initial TNA episode, that Saturday, they had a collision and they did a backstage segment with the Rascals, and there was a bunch of smoke coming out of a room because, their gimmick is that they may or may not be smoking a little weed, a little chiba, puffing it a little bit. And there was only 3 out of the 4 Rascals. Conspicuous by his absence.
Spanky.
There was no Trey Miguel. What? No.
Oh.
No, those are the wrong Rascals. You're thinking of the little Rascals.
Oh, no. Yeah, these are big Rascals?
They're bigger. Yes, they're older for sure. And so people were then questioning what happened with Trey Miguel, blah, blah, blah. So then it was announced that, he put out a post basically with all the guys holding their arms up in the air and saying like, hey, please continue to support the Rascals. I'm taking a break from wrestling, all this stuff. Please don't tag me in anything, blah, blah, blah. So then people were wondering what happened. So it turns out that he had been released from his AEW contract as pretty much as soon as he signed it. And the rumor is it was because of some higher-ups in Warner Brothers Discovery, right? And people are trying to figure out what it's about. Now, there were some things going around that maybe perhaps it was an incident that he had with David Starr, a wrestler, independent wrestler who was excommunicated back during the Speaking Out movement. He was actually, I believe, the first person that was named during Speaking Out in 2020. Essentially, a bunch of his ex-girlfriends came out and said that he was very abusive towards them, and he admitted to, I don't know if he admitted to the abuse, but he admitted to being a bad boyfriend and gaslighting them and mistreating them to some extent, and whatever. He was cast away from the world of independent wrestling. There was an interaction before that between him and Trey where Trey may or may not have made some comments about Jewish people. So people were wondering if that was it. But I think what everyone has kind of settled on was the reason why WBD may or may not have let him go from this contract was based on some homophobic comments that he made back in 2020 towards a troll on social media that said something like this. Obviously, you're gay. Most people, as unattractive as you, become gay out of fear of rejection from the opposite sex. So you find comfort, ability, and familiarity in the same sex and end up matching someone who's the same as you. Gay. Because there's no other fucking options. You ugly bitch. Yeah. Truth's a bitch. And so I think it was like maybe the next day, Trey apologized for that and said it was unnecessary, whatever. Whatever the case is, somehow this has been dug up again, and supposedly WBD made the call to let Trey Miguel go. And there was a lot of outreach to Trey about this on social media and positive comments about Trey, one of which that I shared from Joe Dombrowski, who, of course, we've known for a long time. And I know, as far as business go, Joe Dombrowski had some difficult dealings with him back in the day as a young man when he was doing the welterweight wrestling, and Trey had canceled some bookings on him and stuff, and like maybe there was some miscommunications. But whatever it came down to was Joe made a post that said, which, of course, by the way, Joe Dombrowski is openly gay. And he said, I've been lucky enough to be friends with Trey Miguel for years. Every time.
What? I'm sorry?
I'm reading the post.
No. Joe?
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I hadn't heard yet.
Okay. All right. I've been lucky enough to be friends with Trey Miguel for years. Every time I see him, I feel love. I feel warmth. I feel comfort. I feel acceptance. Never has that ever wavered or changed. I've seen Trey make mistakes over the years. I've seen his temper get the best of him, but I've also seen what a huge heart he has. I've seen him take accountability, learn and work his ass off to be a better person, even and especially when no one's watching. I'm proud of the person he is today and all he's done to get there. My life is better because he's in it, and I bet anyone who truly knows him would say the same. That's the Trey I know. And that's just one of many very nice posts that I saw about Trey Miguel. And what it came down to was this past Thursday on Impact, during one of the Feast or Fired matches, Trey Miguel made a surprise appearance, which it would be ridiculous if he got the briefcase where he now gets fired. But
yeah, I would have liked it.
I don't think that's how they'll book that. But he came back, and people seem to be very happy about that. And I'm happy for Trey. And I assume they made him sign a contract so that way he can't walk away if he wanted to. But it's interesting that this resurfaced now because there wasn't really any problems when he said this stuff while in TNA. And there weren't any problems when he was appearing on WWE television while with TNA. But then all of a sudden he gets hired by TNA, or I'm sorry, AEW, and then it's an issue.
Well, my whole problem is I don't get to see Trey Miguel versus Ricochet.
I mean, yeah, probably not going to be a thing.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. And, I mean, give me your thoughts on this whole thing. Because, again, this all goes back to, before we delve into the guys who have been, fired and rehired, it all goes back to cancel culture. In a lot of ways, me feeling like that it's sometimes very selective, right? And But also, before we delve into this, here's another thing that I want to point out that is going around. And I'd like to think this isn't the case. Trey, for a period of time, dated Alicia too. I don't know if you knew this.
Oh, no,
So they dated for a while, and I don't know the circumstances of their breakup, but obviously now, if you follow anything happening in wrestling or AEW, you know that MJF is married to Alicia Toot. So there are people who might be under the belief that MJF went to Tony and didn't want him there. So I don't know if that's true. I don't think that to believe true based on the Max that I know. I could be wrong, but it's also important to point out that the person that was in WBD that supposedly put the kibosh on Jay Briscoe when Jay could not get hired for the company, Tony Khan has been on record to say that that person is not there anymore. So I don't know if they have a new guy that also did a background check on the Rascals, but somehow missed the Zach Wentz thing with the Hitler mustache, which again, MJF came out and defended Zach, who he lived with Zach for a period of time in Dayton. He said he knows Zach to be a good person and he makes mistakes and blah, blah, blah. And obviously I think MJF could say that as a member of the Jewish community. And so, I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole big can of worms. But the point is, Trey's got a job. I think he's going to be fine. What are your thoughts on all of this, Aaron?
I think a lot of times, you don't want people to have said those things, but people get mad and say shit.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that it would be held over his head all these years later, but that's kind of the price that you have to pay with the advancements of so much technology being readily available and you being on film or, on tweet.
Sure. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever, right?
Yeah.
But it's also one of those things where it's what about the selection process of cancel culture, and particularly when it comes to someone's job, you know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is that it's unfortunate that it's a byproduct of the internet that we have and things like that. So, normally I would say it's not a fireable offense.
Yeah,
but then now it can just be replayed or relooked at or retweeted or screenshot and sent out. So it always is new.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem that people have. Because, nobody was talking about this Trey Miguel thing. It was all done and over with. Nobody was talking about that Zachary dude's thing.
Yeah.
So, but again, everything's brand new again when somebody wants it to be. Like if I'm sitting on something of you,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm going to be like, oh, well, this will make Greg never get a job in WWE if I put this out there.
Right.
But fortunately for you, I have nothing like that on you because you are a saint.
That's okay. Anyways, I just feel like not every mistake you make as a human being should be a death sentence. You know what I mean? Like
we've seen that.
But it's just, people have flaws and they say shit that they don't mean in the heat of the moment. Or check this out. Sometimes we say stuff that we might actually believe in the moment, but then we take the time to learn and grow and change. One thing that I was just listening to on a podcast, him talk about it in depth, the guy who plays
Bret Hart.
What?
I thought you should talk about Dean Malenko couldn't draw a dime.
What would that have to do with growing and changing?
I don't know.
Because Bret has not pedaled back on anything he said about anybody. So,
but maybe Bill Goldberg changed. Maybe he went back and he won't kick people as hard.
I don't think that's true. But Hank Azaria, the guy who plays Homer Simpson's voice, and yes, Apu's voice, a lot of different voices on The Simpsons. I watched like a half-hour bit out of a podcast talking about how that incident came about, which was like 4 years before cancel culture. Like, so we're talking like 2014, because like, what was the documentary that was made? It was called like The Truth About Apu, or however. The idea was like how Apu...
Hitman Heart Wrestling with Shadows.
What are you talking about? No, my God. Basically how Apu became like the stereotype for every Indian person ever. And it was on a comedian's podcast. So there was like I could see it from both sides as Hank was debating with this guy. Because like the one guy that hosted the show, and I wish I could remember what podcast it was, but somehow it came up in my feed. He helped write stuff for Dave Chappelle on the Chappelle Show. Yeah. So his argument was like, hey, I'm able to understand and write jokes that could be deemed as racist for all different races.
Yeah.
But I could also not be racist. And then Hank's argument was like, but yeah, sometimes like you don't know like how that might affect like a section of that community, right? And so like he said based on statistics that they did on research, he said it was about 25% of the Indian community that was like really, really offended by the Apu thing.
Yeah.
And there was like another 25% that really didn't care either way. And there was like a 50% that was like, we love Apu. And like for a lot of Indians, like that was like being Americanized. Like that was really the first character for them on a show that got constant replay on television, right? And like they were down with Apu. But also, again, there's that 25% segment that was like, this is our only representation. This guy who owns a convenience store and talks with this voice and blah, blah, blah. And so he took a lot of classes and did a lot of research and like did a lot of soul searching and was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do this voice anymore because it does affect a segment of people. And he didn't realize that when he was doing it. It didn't come from a place of ill will. It's just...
He just wanted to be funny.
But also, like...
And it was real because...
that was a part of society, right? In the 80s and 90s.
It's still... I mean, I have 3 gas stations here that are like a Circle K or Get-Go or whatever one of those. And they're run by people of foreign descent.
Sure.
And they only own it for 2 years or something. And then their brother comes over here from another country.
Yes.
And then he owns it, so they don't have to pay taxes on it. It's all a big carny scam.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a stereotype because there's, out of the 5 gas stations near me, 3 of them, over half, are owned by them.
Sure.
So,
but
But I know that it does hurt some people. You're right, and I don't know if it's worth it. Then, like I love the pop, but then when the pop ends, and it's over, and then you're looking at, oh man, well somebody's still kind of hurt by that. I got a 20-second pop from everybody that laughed at this joke, and then it was just forgotten about.
Yeah.
Now there's some kid over here who fucking is deeply crushed by what I said, and it's probably going to last more than that 20-second pop I just got.
Yeah.
So I see both sides of it. I see exactly what you're saying there. I remember getting into an argument with my cousin about the Cleveland Indians changing their name.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, that's the stupidest thing. We love the Cleveland Indians. And I go, well, I said, I went to the Indians game, and there were protesters. And if it affects those protesters, those 100 people that were outside protesting, then, I don't want it to be that name. And he was like, tell me when there was 100 people protesting. And I thought about it, and really it was like 10.
Yeah.
And probably 2 of them or 3 of them were children of the parents that were protesting. So really it was like maybe 7 or 8 people.
But also, I mean, sometimes just because someone's not out at every protest doesn't mean that they're not offended.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people just
I don't want to be at a protest.
Yeah, sometimes like the people protesting for you, you know what I mean? Like that's exactly what it is. It's like I wish I had just a little bit more courage to do that, but I'm glad that these people are out there doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like on the flip side, like here's just, and I'm definitely not going to go in depth about this, but I'm not afraid to be vocal about it anymore. Like I can't stand what ICE is doing right now, right? And I saw a clip from a podcast of some guy who is a Republican, right wing. And his comment, and you'll understand what I mean here. He said like these ICE guys are going out, and so he's kind of turned on like the idea of what these ICE individuals are doing. And he goes, these ICE people, like they're not trained. They're like finding these guys who like used to be really into like, I don't know, fucking backyard wrestling, and now they're ICE agents
because they're backyard police officers now. That's what an ICE agent is to me. And if you ever worked in real law enforcement, I think you pretty much know that.
So here's the thing. Like it's a matter of like there might be a guy who backyard wrestled who's a serious wrestler now who might be offended by that. Mm-hmm. I did backyard wrestle for a period of time, but I'm not offended at all because I understand what he's saying. Because also he could have also said like this monster drinking UFC loving, and it could have all been the trope or a stereotype, depending on how you look at it, of like the idea of like these guys aren't properly trained and they're doing some fucked up stuff.
Unless you count round as a shape.
Yeah. So, anyways, point is like sometimes as human beings, I would think that as we get older, we need to grow and change and learn from our mistakes and improve and try to be better. And I think Trey Miguel has done that. And I think enough people know the character of Trey Miguel that led him back to gainful employment within professional wrestling. So with that being said, let's talk about some other situations within pro wrestling where a guy was hired and then fired and then maybe rehired right again. Okay, so obviously when I think of wrestlers that have been fired and then pretty quickly rehired, the one that comes to mind for me right away is the Daniel Bryan situation back in 2011. Was that 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2011, right?
I don't know. You know the numbers. I don't know.
Do I?
Yeah,
you're
know pretty
the numbers,
good with those,
right?
Yeah. Way better than I am.
Yeah, well, it was either 2010 or 2011.
I only know 2 numbers.
What's that?
6, 7.
Okay. Well, that's necessary. But it was during the Nexus angle, of course, and Nexus wasn't given very good instructions about destroying the ringside area. They were just told, rip the ring apart, rip off the canvas, let them see what's underneath the ring, which was different and made the angle very memorable, very surreal to watch. And
what happened next week?
I think they just kept terrorizing the backstage. It's not that they didn't have a good follow-up. It's the fact that after all the decent follow-ups, they never won a big match.
Right.
Because that happened. Yeah. So that happened in like the end of June or the beginning of July.
I just couldn't remember what happened after they ripped that ring apart. I don't know anything. I just remember then they had the match and Bret Hart came back to be on John Cena's team.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
I think this might have happened in like May-ish, actually. Whatever the case was, it happens, and the build-up is to the SummerSlam pay-per-view, like a 10-on-10 match. Bryan comes back as a member of WWE's team.
Right.
But he had got fired because he choked out Justin Roberts with a tie and it looks pretty comical on camera, honestly. Justin Roberts sticking his tongue out, and they got like a good shot of him and everything. And
so that was work or what?
Well, it was a work, but like the firing was like because they had just signed this deal with Mattel, and so they were afraid that like because they were doing strangulation, that it was going to cause an issue, so they had to temporarily let him go. And even when he came into AIW, the rumor was that he knew that he was going back.
Oh yeah, I heard him say it.
Yeah,
he was on the phone with Drew Cordero, Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. Yeah. And he had said he was coming back, and I was like, dude, what is going on? How does nobody know what the real deal is? Kept it. I mean, he was saying it, but then we were doubting it. He could have said anything. We just weren't going to believe anything because nobody knew what to believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, him coming back, man, was excellent. Him coming back for Team WWE. What did he come back the week, the go home show?
The day of at SummerSlam, because they was like, who is the 10th opponent? Because originally the idea was it was supposed to be Miz, but in the storyline, the Miz was like taking his time, like making his decision. So before the match, they go, we have our 10th guy, and because the Miz took forever, like we found someone else.
That's good.
And it's Daniel Bryan. And so then Miz was pissed off, so then it led back to the yes, because they had their whole thing in NXT and all that good stuff. So I think of that right away. What do you think of a firing and rehiring? What do you think of?
John Cena.
Which one?
The one where he got fired, and then
he was back the next day.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, so that was Survivor Series 20. When the Nexus was the thing, so 2010 or 11, whichever one that was. And the main event was Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. John Cena is the guest referee.
Pay-per-view?
And a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Survivor Series, and the idea is. John Cena must help Wade Barrett win the belt, but if he does not, he's fired. But if he helps Wade, he can be released from the Nexus, right? And Randy Orton retains the belt.
John Cena was part of the Nexus.
Yeah,
forgot about that.
Yeah,
too.
But he never wore a Nexus shirt.
He only wore the armband.
Yes.
Yeah,
because he still wanted to sell his own shirts.
Well, plus there was Darren Young that they called the.
The Black John Cena?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could say that.
Yeah, I don't know why we can't say that.
Okay.
But also, I think it's come out in recent years that John didn't wear the Nexus shirt because he had a different contract with how much money he got from royalties. Mm-hmm. So if he wore the Nexus shirt, he would get royalties from
the
that.
Nexus, yeah.
And so then
I imagine Nexus shirts would boom.
Well, yeah.
If he was wearing it. I mean, they probably were already getting hot.
Yeah, and they're already dividing the royalties between 9 guys. Yeah. So it's bring John Cena in the folder, and the royalties are not great for the average WWE wrestler, despite what people might think. So you would be getting next to nothing if you put John Cena in that equation. But
you'd be getting Nexus to nothing.
So Cena ends up getting fired.
Yeah,
and then literally the next night, he sneaks in the building and attacks the Nexus, and the security guards won't stop him. The gimmick is the security guards aren't going to stop John Cena because guess what? Nexus has been terrorizing WWE security for months, so they don't care. They want John Cena to get in the building and beat their asses. But, I mean, come on. And this is also around the same time where he technically wasn't allowed to wrestle because he wasn't hired, so he was wrestling as Juan Cena. Yes, so there's that whole thing.
Yeah, I remember they used to call him Juan of the Dead.
I don't think they ever did that. Nope.
Not one time?
I don't think so.
Not one time?
No. What about Ultimate Warrior's hiring and firings over the years?
Yeah. Okay, so yours I think are shoot. You're talking about they really got hired and fired. Mine was not.
Well, that was a work, obviously, but you know
I
what
didn't
I mean.
know.
We could do either way.
I couldn't tell.
We could do either way. I mean, if you wanted to go Stone Cold Steve Austin, I mean, what about when he wouldn't count the 3 count for Undertaker and Kane at Judgment Day in 1998 because he's the guest referee, and he counts the pinfall for himself, and he goes, "Your winner, a new champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin," and then Vince McMahon in his wheelchair from a skybox is like, "Screw you, Austin, you're fired." And then, of course, that leads to the Austin bringing the gun with the bang 316 and Vince McMahon pissing his pants, which is pretty iconic. I would like that poster. Remember that poster that they used to sell?
Think about it often.
McMahon 316.
Yep.
McMahon 316 says, "I just pissed my pants." He pissed his pants. I used to always think as a kid, like, because I knew wrestling was fake now, I'm like, I wonder if he had like a button in his like jacket or something. But like, yeah, he just pissed his pants, which like, I don't know if I would be able to piss my pants and like,
you know, that was some shit he'd been wanting to do in front of a crowd for a long time.
You know, I wish someone would have me at gunpoint and just say, "Piss your pants for me, little man," and I'd be like, "Yes, Daddy," and I just piss myself.
Yeah. You're real into that.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing for you.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Fired for holding up.
Mastino.
Huh?
Didn't he have a bodyguard? Or he beat up the Goldust bodyguard, Bruiser Mastino?
Yeah.
In one of his returns?
Yes, but did anybody call him Bruiser Mastino?
I don't know what they called him.
I don't think he was even given a name when he was with Goldust for one show. It
Marlena was the director.
Right, but that was Mantar. It was one. One match. It was an In Your House where like they didn't do anything. They stalled for like 10 minutes, and then it was like 2 moves. And Ultimate Warrior was smoking the cigar.
Yeah,
it was dumb. So Ultimate Warrior was famously fired in '91 first. Holds Vince McMahon up for money and whatever. Wanted a pay raise, whatever the case was. He ends up coming back by WrestleMania in 1992. Depending on what story you believe, that might have been the death of the first Ultimate Warrior, and then they brought back this new Ultimate Warrior who might have been Kerry Von Erich, whatever. But then, of course, he comes back in 96, starts no-showing the company, and gets fired in the summer of 96. He's originally supposed to be in a 6-man tag with Shawn Michaels and Ahmed Johnson.
They every once in a while just got tired of firing him, so they murdered him.
No, it seemed like
because the first time before his match with Hogan at WrestleMania, when it was Kerry Von Erich or whatever. No, this was Kerry Von Erich was when Sid Justice wrestled Hogan. Or was that? When he was,
that's why WrestleMania 8. Yep.
But also, he died right before he wrestled Hogan, and somebody else took his place. That was a bodybuilder.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, those guys, they know how to fall. So
I don't think they do. Notoriously, just guys who are bodybuilders, especially during that time period, were not very good at much of anything in wrestling.
Yeah.
Practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
I saw his debut.
Yeah.
ECW, man. At a November to Remember.
Yeah. Remember him in Brawl for All?
Nope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping he would do something there because whatever I saw in ECW was drizzling shits.
Not good.
Who did he wrestle? Taz? Did Taz choke him out?
I think
remember. Taz might have wrestled Pitbull or something, and then Brackus got in. I don't know.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets fired in '96, and then like interestingly enough, like they were gonna bring him back in like '98 or late '97, which the contract has since leaked all these years later that they were gonna offer him like $750,000 a year or something. But like, you just let Bret Hart go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's just interesting that like this narrative that Vince sold to Bret that like, I can't afford you, and didn't even try to rework the deal. He's like, can't afford you, Bret. Ultimate Warrior, come on back. Like, can you
for about the same amount?
I want to say that it was like $750, maybe not a year, but like over like a couple years or something. But
I just don't get that, because then it's like, I don't know why. Why would you replace the most dependable wrestler in your federation, Bret Hart, with the most unreliable wrestler, Ultimate Warrior?
And also, I can't even imagine Ultimate Warrior in a 1998 WWF scenario.
Oh, yeah. And
who's he working with? You know what I mean? Like, think about like going into WrestleMania 14. Like, you're booking the Ultimate Warrior going into WrestleMania 14. Who's he wrrestling? The Rock for the Intercontinental title? Is he in the main event?
No. Ultimate Warrior is going to wrestle who's the Sultan.
The Sultan was not around at that point. Sultan's gone.
Oh, yeah. He was already Make a Difference Fatu.
Yes, but then he was Make a Difference Fatu first, then the Sultan, then he was kind of gone for a second.
Okay. So Who would the Warrior have wrestled? It can't be The Rock. Oh, yeah, The Rock was heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
What?
You could be onto something. We never got Ultimate Warrior versus The Rock. That would have been interesting.
We don't want it.
I don't know.
We don't want that.
Fun.
A rematch with Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
Nope.
Definitely
he already
not
squashed
that.
him.
Yeah.
Well, where was Shawn Michaels?
In the main event.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It'd be Ultimate Warrior versus Shawn Michaels or Ultimate Warrior versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That would not have flown.
3-way dance.
No. God, no. They weren't
Did
even doing...
Austin ever work the Ultimate Warrior? Ever? Like in Texas
No.
as Dingo Warrior?
No.
I think they were like a year...
No.
Like their paths never crossed.
Yeah, because Austin debuted in 89.
Yeah.
So it would have never happened.
Yeah, Dingo Warrior was 87, right? And then we got him in the WWF in 88.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm better at numbers than I thought.
I think maybe you are. Well, that's a whole other podcast, Book of the Ultimate Warrior in 1998 WWF. What about all the times Jim Ross was fired and rehired? Mostly when he had Bell's palsy,
Right.
which is just horrific.
Yeah. What was Vince's deal, man? Like he can piss himself on command and fire people when they're at their worst. But then you always hear like, oh, well, he donated all this money to Andre the Giant's kid or something.
Very nice of him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now he's mocking Jim Ross and his Bell's palsy.
Yep.
Just putting a hand up his ass or something.
A whole segment dedicated to him having his head up his ass.
That's what it was.
Because he was getting a colonoscopy. It was the main event segment of the show, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how they ended the show that night. So, that's... How about when Emma was fired in 2014? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Arrested for 6th-degree larceny at a Connecticut Walmart for failing to pay for a $21.14 iPad case at a self-checkout machine. She was briefly released by WWE before being reinstated shortly after.
They had self-checkout in 2014?
They sure did.
Wow.
Yep.
I just discovered it.
Yeah. Her lawyer got her job back because she stated it was an honest mistake. She just forgot to scan the item, despite paying for over $30 in items. And it just feels like that's like you're working for WWE. I don't think you're stealing a $21 iPad case.
Winona Ryder, dude. Remember, she
that's
just had a thing for stealing. I think it's the rush of it. Maybe that was for her.
I don't think it was.
You think she just honestly fucked up?
I think she did.
All right, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She got a good cooking show on YouTube.
Yo, you watched that?
Yep.
Okay.
I did. I haven't watched it in a long time because I think she married that dude that sucked real bad.
What? Madcap Moss?
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Why do you hate him?
He might be all right.
I thought he was as good as Madcap Moss.
Yeah, it was getting funny.
But then he turned babyface. But then he was like, he didn't live up to his name at all.
Yeah, right.
Now he's just like a generic babyface guy.
Mad Moss.
Like okay, like cool, I guess. Madcap Moss.
Yeah. What are you doing? That's Madcap.
Yeah. What a weird name. Like Madcap is like an old timey term too, and he's like not even like an old timey.
He should have came out as like Marion Fontaine or something.
What about when Matt Hardy was fired and rehired?
Okay. Yeah, we talked about that not too long ago.
A lot of people were clamoring for that.
A Ring of Honor this weekend, motherfuckers.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
Yeah,
WWE kiss my ass. TNA. It's just so funny to think about because in 2005 I was like, I remember because I'm like an 18-year-old kid. I was like, dude, he said TNA.
Yeah.
He said Ring of Honor. He said kiss my ass. Oh my God.
And then they were like, oh God, Matt's brother Jeff, what do you have to say about this altercation?
Oh my God, this didn't happen. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. CM Punk.
Yeah, he's going. So this is 2005. He's saying this about CM Punk, who just hasn't even debuted on TV yet.
You're not going to debut on TV. What do you take Ambien? You straight edge motherfucker. And then I'm doing the thing with my hands.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm rolling my eyes in the back of my head.
Okay. Boy. Again, in that video, Matt was way worse than
He
Jeff.
sure was. That's what I kept saying. I think Jeff's cutting a promo, and I think Matt is fucked up.
Yeah. I'm glad they both got their lives together.
Yeah, I mean, if for nothing other than Joe Hendry and Jeff Hardy singing Creed.
Oh,
songs
My
together.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Can you see if you could license that?
I mean, I'm sure
AI
they didn't license to sing it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want that to be your song from now on. When you come out to the
I come out to hire. I know what you're trying to do there, but I come out to hire and not My Sacrifice.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying you could use My Sacrifice. They didn't do hire.
I can use whatever I want. It's the indies.
You're not allowed. And plus, you use that shitty Ghostbuster song that I hate.
I haven't used that in forever.
I like that song a lot.
So again, reiterate, I'm currently coming out to Hire by Creed.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero.
I thought you were straight edge.
Eddie Guerrero rehired pretty quickly.
Speaking of hired.
Rejuvenated his career and his life, both by getting off the drugs and alcohol, but also working the indies. Had some pretty iconic independent wrestling matches during the 2001-2002 time period.
Didn't he wrestle Amazing Red or something?
Yes.
It was a real big match.
Yep, and he wrestled, it was him and Punk and Rey Mysterio in a three-way. Those were probably the two most iconic.
Been there for that one.
He was like, he was the Intercontinental Champion at the end of this run, like he was fulfilling his indie obligations. And, what a redemption story for sure. Like, he got fired because he was fucking up his life. And, historically, we found out back in the day during the Eddie Guerrero DVD with interviews with the other guys that Eddie didn't know until they revealed it on the DVD that Dean and the Radicals were worried about him. And they were the ones that went to the office and said, you need to do something about Eddie. Mm-hmm. And that's why he got fired to begin with. And Eddie cried on camera. It was like, didn't know that. But, I mean, it worked out for the best, right?
Yeah.
It's what he needed.
Right. Can't believe his friends turned against him like that.
Yeah.
What kind of friends are those? So it was Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn.
Yep, I see where this is going. Go ahead.
Who was the other one that said, I got to be worried about Eddie?
Yeah. I had to explain to my girlfriend this weekend because after the show, we went to Mooney's, which is this gourmet mac and cheese place, which sponsored the ESW show. And I had an interaction with Pepper Parks, the Blade, who had made his return to ESW and got a big pop. And we were talking for a little bit there, and somehow we got on the subject of Chris Benoit. So to let her in on the conversation, I go, oh, yeah, Chris Benoit used to be like a really great wrestler. And like Pepper was like, yeah, like one of the best. Like he was incredible. And then I was like, but then he, tragically murdered his wife and child. She's like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, and she's like in a storyline? I'm like, no. Like in real life, he brutally murdered his wife and his 8-year-old son.
And he blew the Mr. McMahon storyline.
Well, I didn't mention that part, but
that was heinous.
Okay, well.
Then that guy got fired. I keep seeing he must have done an interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Who's that?
London. He got fired because he was smiling.
I don't think it was because he was smiling, but
Was it?
I think it just kind of coincided with the smiling, but he didn't get rehired. I think that's the point of this episode. If it was guys that got fired, it would be a much longer podcast.
London never got rehired?
No.
Oh.
No.
My bad.
Nope, never.
What about Kendrick? Yeah, because he became like an NXT coach.
He did.
Yeah, but there was many years between that.
I'm trying to remember, did he get fired before he did the Man with the Plan thing? Or did they just change his gimmick? No, so they fired London. They had Brian turn on Paul. They did it like a match. Mm-hmm. Paul ended up getting fired after that. Yeah. And then they redid his character and had him come back repackaged as almost like he looked very Shawn Michaels.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he was the next star athlete, WWF heel, shitty, cocky, whatever.
They gave him Ezekiel, which I think was
I was just going to mention that too. He had a heater with him.
That was his Diesel.
Yep.
And I love the Man with the Plan thing.
Yeah.
It was real great. But he was not fired. Paul London was, and he was not ever rehired. And that was how many years ago? 2008.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
Wow. About Motor City Machine Guns.
fired and rehired.
Have they been rehired?
They still have a job.
Really? Wouldn't know it by watching TV.
Well, that's very disrespectful.
Not being disrespectful to them.
Hey, you know what is a firing that I didn't know was a thing?
Wait. Are we back on?
We are back on, yeah.
Can I ask you what you
left.
just said before you hit record? Something about Stephanie Vaquer? Vaquer?
I didn't say anything. Also, if you're listening to this in real time, there was never a break, you actual moron. You're ruining the illusion.
No, we're pulling back the curtain. This is unreal.
No, it's not. That show sucks.
Does it?
It's not great.
I've never watched it because I had no interest.
You don't really learn anything new. So if but it's not made for hardcore wrestling fans. It's made for people who don't watch wrestling. The Boogeyman. Apparently, Rene Dupree told a story on his podcast not too long ago, claiming that Vince McMahon once rehired the Boogeyman mere hours after John Laurinaitis fired him and gave him a raise. Quote, did you ever hear the story about Boogeyman when he got hired? He got fired in the morning at 9 a.m. and then rehired at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the same day. You remember Johnny Ace? So Johnny didn't like Boogeyman, and then I guess he thought he had enough power to be able to fire someone like him. And then when Vince found out that he was fired, he made Johnny Ace calm and rehire him. I think with a raise, actually. So, yeah.
Who did this?
Johnny Ace fired the Boogeyman.
No. Who said this?
Rene Dupree.
She's still married to Moxley?
It's Renee Young.
Oh.
It's Renee Young.
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget. Fabulous Moolah's best friend.
Oh, boy. It's Mae Young.
Oh.
Mae Young.
What year were you born?
1986.
But what month?
October.
Oh, I thought it would be May because you're so young.
Ooh, boy. Eddie, firing and hirings. I think we got to wrap it up now.
Yeah, no. A lot of them.
Yeah, what do you got?
Shawn Michaels.
Which one?
The first one.
The Rockers back in...
What about, yeah. And him and Marty Jannetty got in that hotel room brawl or something?
Supposedly. Well, they went to a bar and they... one of the jobbers was like, who I think, maybe it was one of the Funks. Maybe it was like...
Haas Funk.
No, it was the fake Funk.
Haas.
No.
Oh, no, Haas was Dory's
like
nickname.
Billy Jack Funk or whatever.
Jimmy Jack Funk.
Funk.
Yeah.
He tried to like goad him into like, oh, you're so tough, like smash that beer bottle on your head or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did it, and bleeding everywhere. And then they got fired because the report was they got all rowdy in the bar and was like causing problems and blah blah blah. And they were hired a few months later.
Yeah. What about, here's a recent one, Ron Killings, if you believe what some people are saying.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Believe what some people are saying.
Some people are saying that he wasn't fired, but then Triple H said he was never fired. So I
actually don't think he was actually fired. I feel like he was just. I think R-Truth is he plays a dumb character, but he's not a dumb person. So he was like, oh, I'll just go to social media and say I was fired and get sympathy, and he did, and it worked out in his favor.
There's over 70 million people that rallied for Truth to come back. I think it was off of all social media platforms. There was 101 million people that said bring Truth back.
Sounds about right.
I mean, that's just insane to think about right now.
And then they got him back, and they didn't do anything with him.
Because they were like, you know what? Screw you. We wanted to release you. And you got to go and be all about yourself. Come back with your album. You know what? I'd like R-Truth to be doing the music for WWE Superstars more than Def Rebel.
I would not.
No?
No.
You don't like What's Up?
No, I do. Give me another one of R-Truth's hits, though.
Yeah, but it's a different song every time when he comes to the ring.
Mm-hmm. Give me an example.
Well, like sometimes they'll say, "Dare John Cena, he's in the ring. He's gonna be battling." But sometimes it's not John Cena. So when he's in the ring,
so
he's I'm going to the ring. I'm gonna face Kane.
So
I knew somebody. His last name was Wayne.
So hold on.
Yeah.
You don't want him to write the songs and like record them.
I want him to freestyle everyone to the ring.
You want him to just perform everyone's song to
on the
ring.
way to the ring. Then he provides also extra security. You know what I mean? Just in case somebody jumps the rail.
Remember when they fired and rehired Drake Maverick really quickly?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
was that real?
That was real.
Is you real?
That was real. And then they now he's got a producer job. He does a good job at that, writing and producing.
Oh yeah, he's still there, huh?
Still there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think SmackDown. Been
Yeah,
there for
every
a while.
time he punched that fan in AIW.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. Tell me about it.
He was wrestling somebody. Maybe Marion Fontaine or somebody. And he was getting some heat. And then he kept pushing. He kept telling this guy to get in the ring or to swing at him. And then the guy swung at him. And then I think Tom Dunn, the big 7-foot referee, pushed 4-foot Drake Maverick out of the way and started punching the fan.
Love that.
Yeah. The good old days when you used to just be able to punch fans.
Okay. Well, we don't want to do that.
No, that's why I said it was the good old days. We don't want to have that kind of fun anymore.
We got to wrap this up. We got to do some bonus stuff. We got to draw numbers for the Royal Rumble. You're
Bye.
just taking this whole podcast in a direction that I would not like it to go. So we're going to do a Final Four Royal Rumble podcast over on the Patreon. We're also going to do some questions that you asked. We're going to answer them. And we're going to talk about Saturday night's main event. We're going to preview the Royal Rumble. We got a lot to do. Not a lot of time. So, and then remember, next week we'll be back with video. If you want to get that video first and foremost, you're going to want to go to patreon.com/ironwrestling. We're also going to do an exclusive video podcast over there. We'll still be doing some audio as well. But, yeah, buttload of stuff in the works starting next week. And we always appreciate you tuning in. We always have a good time with you and hope you're enjoying everything. I had a couple people walk up to me in Niagara Falls this weekend. They were big fans of the podcast. Shout out to them for always supporting the show and supporting me. If you'd like to support further, follow us on social media at Iron Wrestling. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you download podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube at Iron on Wrestling. Follow me on social media. I'm at Gregory Iron on X, Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/The Handicapped Hero. If you'd like to book me for pro wrestling, motivational speaking, or pro wrestling seminars, handicappedhero.com is the place to go. You can also book me for my cameo over on handicappedhero.com. And you can get linked to my pro wrestling tee store where you can buy my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts. Check it out. Aaron, what would you like to plug?
Buy our shirts. Then at Fair to Aaron on Instagram.
I like it. Why are you laughing?
There's a lot that makes me laugh. Thinking about, because you kept saying at Gregory Iron, at Gregory_Iron, at Gregory, this is at something.com. Okay? So every time you were saying at something.com, I was picturing Josh Prohibition, one of his favorite lines. What .com did he like?
Josh Prohibition?
Yeah.
Well, back in 2006, when I was training to be a wrestler, he did an impromptu skit which, different time. He said that I could go to, again, this was part of a skit, and he was a heel wrestling character. He said, why don't you go log on to your favorite wrestling website, www.suckadude.com. Suckadude.com. I think he filmed it for UWA Hardcore. So, different time.
Yeah, it was.
Though,
Are you still a member?
Some people might like
website?
logging on to suckadude.com. I don't know.
I'm logging on right now.
Sure.
There's your picture.
Oh, my God. All right. Until next week, we'll see you soon. If not, go to Patreon. We'll see you even sooner.
All right.
And kiss goodbye. How about, can you give me a little sucky? Sucky suck? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. 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 I think I'm logging off.